Yo. How's it going, everybody? I know this probably seems a little odd, but you have to understand. Mizkiff is trying to sue Asmon Gold, Emiru, OTK, and Mythic Talent. This is wild, and I have to. Hold on, we also need some attorney at law clips. Okay, and Gene Kelly, attorney at law. Okay, that looks good. This looks good. Let's make sure the chatting's yeah, this looks okay. All right, we're gonna get right into it, guys.
Hi, I'm Gene Kelly of Kelly Law Associates, and I'm here to tell you that I can get you off. I can legally get shit. Car accidents, tax evasion, minor genocide, it's all the same to me. Some might look at a man and see a husband who brutally murdered his wife and then kept her body in the trunk of his car for 3 weeks. But I see a man who just didn't know how to play tennis right and accidentally hit his wife with a tennis racket 36 times, and to keep her body warm, put her in the back of his Camry. Public masturbation? More like government exacerbation. I graduated top of my class at the University of Phoenix. Kind of. Just remember, I am the law, and I will get you off. Having a divorce, your kids don't love you anyway.
Dear God, I forgot it fucking, or I answered that abruptly. It's okay, it's okay. That's okay, there's, nobody look.
So, if there's someone to point the finger at, it would be his brother! Oh my God! Oh my God, nobody look! Nobody look! Nobody look! Nobody look! Nobody look! Nobody look!
Dude, I am just falling behind. Look, I wasn't ready for this. I just wasn't ready for this. Alright. Hello, everybody. How are we doing this fine? Fabulous, fantastic evening. This stream is brought to you by Mizkiff's retardation. We have in our possession here, it hit the pizza monitor first, obviously, but it also hit Court Listener, and Court Listener is the free one. That's the one we get, so, we're gonna do things here. We're gonna do so many things, guys. We're gonna get right into this because we do have a, we have more, The Good Place on Kick tonight with MommaOcco. So, for those who, you know, for those who want to, you know. Okay, whoa, you didn't miss anything. We just started, guys. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. Where is my... Okay, hold on. On F11, this live streaming. Right click, pop out chat. So I can see you guys. Bam, re full screen this. Okay. Whoa, hey, no, none of that. And welcome, GP Ravenfire, Lightning Fox, Festiva, Nico Manhattan, Fox, Francis Karma, This Fantasy, Vihan, Francis Karma, always said Don Hot King, Spider Bro, Dire Wolf, fucking, all the people, Sports Brass about any of the cats, Itamos, Jig and Drago, fucking, Haisha, New Half, Word Piece, Dyname Word Piece, Chili Vixen. Other people say hello. Thank you so much, Mango Fox, to the 5 before I forget. Royan is now a psycho baby. The psycho siblings are growing. Yeah, well, trust me. We're at this point, we're just like a virus, and we're going to take over VTubing. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, guys. Now then, we have for everybody's viewing pleasure. Let me make sure I get this done right. React stream. Hold up. Push this button, and then it should be this. I think I did that right. I did that right, look at that. Okay, so. Let me just, wait, turn down the background music just a bit. We can still have it, because we're just reading. But we don't want it that big. So. And this is gonna be a pretty much just a strict reading of the 12 pages here that we have. It was filed in the Western District of Texas, Austin Division. For those who don't know, Texas is part of the 5th District, and the 5th District is pretty much the only district in the United States, of the 9, that doesn't have anti-SLAPP statutes in place. Which means that even if this is a SLAPP suit, in Texas it's allowed. It's part of why Logan Paul was able to sue CoffeeZilla. He filed in Texas. How the hell would you prove intent for overhead? Well, we're gonna read. That's the thing. That's our job here. We're gonna read through this. I'm gonna, we're gonna do some back and forth with chat and stuff like that after reading it. Then I'm gonna end and we're gonna switch to the good place on Kick tonight. And then I will probably do a rereading of this, like without the commentary and shit. And then I will post it as a document reading on my videos. He's seeking damages. Mangla's own intent isn't necessarily inquired, more so that it causes. Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see, Akakun. We can't just start saying these. Okay, here we go. So, in the United States District Court for the Western District of Texas, Austin Division, Matthew Orinayudo, Rada. Fucking, you take the moon and you take the sun. And Mizkiff Enterprises, LLC, plaintiffs versus the Emiru, OTK, One True King, Mythic Talent Management Inc., and Team Gaming Labs. This is everybody, this is Asmon Gold. This is Emiru. This is OTK, this is Mythic, and this is King Gaming Labs, whoever that is. Defendants. Plaintiff's original complaint. Come now, plaintiff's Matthew. You know what? I'm just gonna say Mizkiff. I don't want to say your real name. Your real name confuses me, Mizkiff. Okay, come now, plaintiffs, Mizkiff LLC, collectively plaintiffs, complaining of and about Emiru, Asmon Gold OTK Media, Mythic Talent Management, and King Gaming Labs. Collectively defendants. Plaintiffs respectfully show the court, party jurisdiction, and venue. Mizkiff is a natural person and a resident of Los Angeles, Oh God, of course he is. A fucking course he is. Why are all the worst people in LA? I swear to God. Okay. Mizkiff Enterprises is a limited liability company. Mizkiff is a sole member of Mizkiff Enterprises. Accordingly, Mizkiff Enterprises is a citizen of California for purposes of diversity jurisdiction. OTK is a Delaware corporation with its principal place of business in Austin, Texas. Accordingly, OTK is a citizen of Delaware and of Texas for the purposes of diversity jurisdiction. OTK may be served with process through its registered agent for service, Mohammed Arabi Baba. Okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know what this said. One Chris Homtra. Okay, that's just address that I'm not going to repeat. Mythic is a Delaware corporation with its principal place of business in Texas. Accordingly, it is a citizen of Delaware and of Texas for the purposes of diversity jurisdiction. Mythic may be served with process through its registered agents for service. And then it just gives another address, probably the business address. LA's not beating the alley. Yes, I know for real. Perfect time to get off of work. I know, right, Cosmic? This is fucking wild, guys. Okay, we are on page 2, though. King is a Delaware corporation with the principal place of business in Texas. So all three of these corporations are pretty much doing the same thing. Accordingly, it sits in the Delaware and Texas for the purposes of diversity jurisdiction. King may be served the process through its registered agent for service of process, and then once again gives another business address. Shunk. What the fuck? His name is Shunk. Oh, that's Emiru. Emiru is a natural person, a resident of Austin, Texas. She may be served with process at her usual place of business. We're not going to say out loud. Hoyt is a natural person and a resident of Austin, Texas. We're not going to read his business address. This court has jurisdiction over this lawsuit because there is complete diversity of the parties and the amount of controversy exceeds $75,000, according to 28 U.S.C. 1332. Venue is proper in this district because at least one defendant resides in this district, and all defendants are residents of Texas. 28 U.S.C. 1391 B 1 and 2. A substantial part of the events or omissions given rise to the claim occurred in this district. 28 U.S.C. 1391 Section B Section 2, or subsection 2 rather. Controversy, yes. Both Emiru and Asmon are from Austin. I think they live in the Austin area. I mean, they all live in Texas. Except for Mizkiff. Okay, factual background. For the past decade, Mizkiff has been working tirelessly to build a career in the demanding live streaming and content creation field, primarily on YouTube, a video sharing platform, and Twitch, a live streaming platform. Through years of effort, Mizkiff has built his online presence under the handle Mizkiff, leading him to a multi-million follower presence across various social media platforms. Mizkiff's entire professional life has, during all relevant times, centered around streaming and content creation. Mizkiff became one of the most successful creators in Twitch with a following of 2.2 million viewers as of October 2025. He was known for collaborating with other streamers, playing video games, and discussing various issues with the followers and subscribers through Twitch's chat feature. In 2021, he won Best Just Chatting Streamer at the Streamer Awards. 13. The community that Mizkiff developed, along with his industry connections with other streamers, his personal reputation, and his business goodwill, allowed him to develop a successful business with multiple income streams from subscribers, ad placements on his videos, sponsorships, and more. In 2020, along with certain other high-profile streamers, Mizkiff founded the One True King Media brand and incorporated defendant OTK, which he remains a part owner of to this day. What? Didn't OTK make a statement that Mizkiff was out and has been out for a while? Am I wrong about that? Can somebody find that? Because I swear to God, OTK, after the allegations that Emiru came out with, I swear to God, OTK came out and said, dude, we're not even... That's what... Okay, that's... Look, MommaOcco, this is a claim that Mizkiff is making. But it also is going in direct contradiction to what OTK has said in regards to their relationship with Mizkiff. Yeah, this is very interesting. This is extremely interesting. They have an Asmon that said that. Yeah, I thought that was Mythic. Oh, did Mythic separate? Yeah, he was out, so now he's lying. But we're gonna see. We're gonna keep. We'll look up. We'll look into it. I'm sorry. I did kind of fucking go off the rails there. That's a big fucking, this one right here. I mean, this one's a big fucking claim. He's saying that he's still part owner to this day. Defendant Shunk joined the OTK ownership in 2022. Okay, I'm pretty sure that this is also false. OTK was registered as a business in February of 2023. That's when it launched. So how the fuck was he an owner of OTK before OTK was a company? Something smells a little fishy to me. I'm just saying here, what do we have here? OTK fully supports its co-owner and sister ML. Thank you very much. Here, let me just do this real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Do right here. OTK fully supports its co-owner and sister Emiru, and we stand by her side and admire her strength in coming forward and sharing her story. While Mizkiff was one of several founders of OTK, the organization terminated relations with him some time ago for reasons unrelated to the recent events, and he holds no stake in OTK or any of our other companies. He holds no stake in OTK or any of our other companies. Out of respect for those who have come forward, we will let their videos speak above ours. Also, thank you very much, Silbilly Sign, for the tippy tip. Thank you for what you do. I mean, yeah, there you go. I mean, there you fucking go. I'm just saying. I'm just freaking saying. Okay, so 15. Through the acts and omissions described below, defendants Shuck, Hoyt, and OTK have acted in concert, wrongfully and basically accused Mizkiff of serious criminal activity for no purpose other than to harm him. his reputation, and his business, and wrest from him control of the companies that he helped build. A very fucking big accusation, but okay. Mizkiff, and defendant Emiru, began dating in 2022. The relationship was not easy on either side. They would routinely face harassment from Emiru's followers, some of whom were stalking Emiru. They got into arguments regularly, and Emiru threatened to kill herself in many of these arguments. Okay, every accusation is an admission, and we actually have fucking screenshots of you threatening that, Mizkiff. We don't have screenshots of her threatening that. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm just saying we've been given one side, you know, and we got screenshots for that. Anyway, Emiru would dress and behave in ways that Mizkiff thought made her unsafe in light of oh my god, no fucking way. Emiru would act like a whore, and Mizkiff had a problem with it. Look, I'm sorry to to translate, but that is what he just said here. He literally, look, Emiru would dress and behave in ways that Mizkiff thought made her unsafe in light of the ongoing stalking from some of her followers. Sounds really nice, right? But it also sounds fucking controlling as shit. This is not a thing to do. This is not a thing to put in here. So no, unsmart. Not smart, not smart. No. Okay, 17. At the end of the relationship, Emiru expressed her desire to marry Mizkiff. What the fuck? I'm saying. Holy shit. I gotta take a sip of this monster. Holy shit, I cannot believe I just read that. Alright. Whew. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, whew. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. At the end of the relationship, Mizkiff expressed her desire to marry Emiru expressed her desire to marry Mizkiff and raise children within the next 5 years. Yeah, she gave you a 5-year plan, huh, bro? You know, whenever I express a desire to have children with other people, I give them a 5-year plan. Okay, we should be back. Okay, cool. Okay. Jesus Christ, yeah, they're trying to silence us, chat. Chat, they're trying to fucking silence us. Somebody stop them. Okay, so I'm gonna just restart here. Stop tippy-tapping, Evo, we can hear you. Miz is speedrunning the destruction of his streaming crew. I know, right? Fucking wild, guys. Mizkiff, contemplating the tumultuous nature of their relationship to that point, could not agree to do so. He called off the relationship and moved from Austin to LA in January of 2025. 10 months later, on October 24th, 2025, Emiru hosted a live stream on Twitch. On the live stream, she lied and basically accused Mizkiff of psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threat to blackmail. These slanderous accusations were made live before an audience of tens of thousands and had been viewed millions of times across the various platforms. In the same live stream, Emiru gives accounts of the relationship that clearly do not support the allegations she levied. For example, in her own description of the purported sexual assault, Emiru states she and Mizkiff were kissing. He tried to initiate intercourse. Okay. Document not showing you right. Hold on, sorry. It really messed up. I'm sorry. There, sorry. This is why this is okay. What? Listen. I fixed it. You guys can read it now. You guys can fucking read it now. Okay, so, in the same live stream, Emiru gets accounts for the relationship that clearly do not support the allegations she levied, for example, in her own description of the purported SA. Emiru said she and Mizkiff were kissing. He tried to initiate intercourse. She made it clear that she did not want to, and he stopped respecting the line that she had dropped. Now I will agree with this. Like, I remember Emiru talking about that, and I'm like, look, you let him kiss you, and then he tried to make an extra move, and you said no, and he stopped, and that's where the line is, right? You know, you revoked consent, and then he stopped. So I will agree with at least that much. He started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it, and then suddenly he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hands down my pants, and I screamed, and when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat. What's funny here is he didn't, like, she didn't say no here. She fucking screamed, dude. Like, I mean, scream is a no, but like, I mean, come on. Nonetheless, she continued to defame Mizkiff and portray him as a perpetrator of sexual assault in a video she knew full well would be viewed by millions. That very same day, OTK sent Mizkiff a letter purporting to terminate his interest in the company. OTK claimed it was entitled to do so based on the nature of Emiru's allegations. Emiru is the handle under which defendant Emiru operates her streaming and content creation business. OTK's letter is attached here as Exhibit A. And we can read the letter after this real quick. But yeah. Did we already meme over how defamation needs to be verifiably false in Western legal systems? Not yet. We're just reading through the complaint. We're halfway through, guys. This letter asserted a number of purported breaches of the owner's agreement. No such breaches occurred nonetheless. OTK, well, here's the thing, and I'm not saying that OTK doesn't have this, but since the Me Too movement, there have been many contracts that have come out by companies that pretty much allow them to reserve the right to terminate your association with the company just on reputational risk or like morality clauses. So, like, we saw this happen with Johnny Depp. Disney dropped Johnny Depp like a fucking hot, I don't want to play, like a fucking Toy Story scene, right? I don't want to play this scene anymore. Fucking threw him in the trash. Johnny Depp really couldn't do anything about that because they had morality and fucking reputational risk and harm clauses and shit like that. It allows these companies to actually be able to basically cut all ties with you if allegations like this are presented. I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying many companies have structured themselves in a way that when allegations like this come out, they can pretty much sever ties with you immediately. Okay, let's see here. This sort of to get started is reclaiming okay, no breach. Nonetheless, OTK asserted that it was reclaiming Mizkiff's 1,109,139 shares of OTK without payment. Though we have our damages here. Yes, yeah, well, let's see here. This letter further asserted that Mizkiff owned amounts in excess of 600,000 to Mythic for management fees related to purported breaches that did not occur. Through OTK, Mythic demanded repayment of these allegedly owed fees. Why is Mythic operating through OTK? I don't know, MommaOcco, if you're still here, but remember how you were looking for that link between Mythic and OTK and what was the other company? There was another company, I think, that was older. Oh, that's right, the gaming system thing. The one that's also being... Here's your link. Here's your link. Mizkiff is suing all three of those companies, and allegedly, Mythic actually tried to... Mythic tried to do some stuff through OTK and through this letter. We'll have to see. Further, the letter falsely asserted Mizkiff violated his agreement with King, purported to reclaim Mizkiff's 93,012 shares in stock in King and demanded payment. Welcome to House, Carl. Yeah, we knew it. It's just remember, my standard for like finding that link was a lot higher than what we had at the time. This is a court document that's alleging that OTK and Mythic were actually like combining their letters in communicating with Mizkiff, right? So that's a bigger link, you know, that definitely hits my standard. Let's see here. And demanded a payment of $296,401.92 as a result of purported breaches that again did not occur. Mythic King and OTK made no serious investigation or inquiry into the basis for or truth of Emiru's allegations before repudiating their agreements with plaintiffs. Indeed, Mythic King and OTK did not even ask Mythic and Mizkiff for comment or any information in his possession disproving the allegations. Instead, a few days after Emiru's defamatory livestream, OTK, perpetuating the defamation, put out a statement on X, formerly known as Twitter, that it fully supports its co-owner and sister Emiru and stands by her side and admires her strength in coming forward and sharing her story. In the statement, OTK falsely claimed it had terminated its relationship with Mizkiff some time ago for reasons unrelated to the recent events. Hoyt, who strains Asmongold. Well, I am not calling him Hoyt, that's rude. Asmongold is a part owner of OTK since Emiru's livestream. Asmongold has continuously defamed Mizkiff on a near daily basis. He has claimed inter alia, Mizkiff should be in jail. He did say that, didn't he? Didn't Asmongold say that he should be in Direwolf? Thank you for joining House Girl. But didn't Asmon say that Mizkiff should? No, that's not what he said. I remember the clip now. He said that Mizkiff was going down a road that if he did not stop or slow down, he could end up in jail. And honestly, that is an okay assessment. That is, hey, your behavior pattern is concerning, and you are operating in a way that is making me concerned that if you continue in this matter, you're going to end up in jail. That's not the same thing as he should be in jail. So, we'll have to see. Claimed he was abusing and manipulating others, hurting other people, and becoming an aggressor. For example, in a live stream that has since been uploaded to YouTube, where it garnered 1.9 million views as of the date of this filing, Asmon states directly that Mizkiff was the aggressor and abuser in the relationship with Emiru. Asmon would then qualify his statement by saying at least allegedly, but disclaim that disclaimer itself by saying he has to say that for legal reasons. I mean, he does have to say that for legal reasons, and it's fine to acknowledge that. I mean, you can try and say, look, if he said allegedly and said, look, for legal reasons I have to say allegedly, it doesn't completely, like, get you into the clear for, you know, a defamation suit, but it's gonna go a long way. Because it's you acknowledging, hey, these are allegations. For legal purposes, I have to mention that these are allegations, and then he can continue talking about what he's talking about, but you can't really put that as a reason why, no, he's defaming me. No, he's fucking qualifying and disclaiming of these defamatory statements. It is saying he wouldn't be defamatory. Exactly, DP Ravenfire. Let's see here. Asmon has, on a near-daily basis, reaffirmed the truth of Emiru's allegations before his millions of followers. Asmon also claimed on his livestream that there was another, again unspecified, act of misconduct that was the reason Mizkiff was removed from OTK. This is in direct contrast to OTK's own account, as provided in its letter of October 24th. Asmon is falsely accused Mizkiff of threatening Emiru's employees at TwitchCon, a recent streaming convention. Asmon has enriched himself personally by advertising revenues and subscription fees garnered from his smear campaign against Mizkiff. Even some of Asmon's own viewership noted he was drama baiting for views. 31. The combined coordinated actions of Emiru, Asmongold, OTK, Mythic, and King have caused serious and lasting damage to Mizkiff's personal reputation and his business. Since the defamation occurred, Mizkiff has been losing followers and subscribers on a daily basis. Mizkiff anticipates the loss of existing sponsorships and increased difficulty in securing future sponsorships. Regretfully, the extreme nature of the misconduct here has compelled Mizkiff to file suit. Count 1, breach of contract. Okay, I mean, yeah, that was gonna be You're looking at like breach of contract, defamation. There's probably gonna be a few counts here that are being brought up in this complaint. Mizkiff seems to be taking statements out of context. Yeah, of course he is. It's the difference between he is guilty and I think he's guilty. Western courts don't jail you for having opinions right or wrong. Very true. Your Honor, Asmon Gold was drama farming. I don't mean to laugh, but yeah. That is what he just said in a court filing. Guys, he's drama farming. Okay, let's see here. Attempt 1, breach of contract. Plaintiffs incorporate the allegations of paragraph 1 to 32 by reference as if set forth fully herein. There we go, had to cough a couple times. OTK breached its ownership agreement with Mizkiff by purporting to oust him from ownership when no event of breach or default giving it authority to take such action had occurred. OTK acknowledged it took no effort to investigate the alleged breaches, claiming in its own words that OTK is not involved in nor aware of the content of such personal matter that Mizkiff or Emiru may have with each other. Nonetheless, OTK anticipatorily breached its contract with Mizkiff based on Emiru's allegations. Similarly, King breached his agreement with plaintiffs by purporting to divest them of their stock in King when no breach or event of default permitting same had occurred. These breaches of contract have caused damage to plaintiff by purporting to divest them of over 1 million shares of stock owned in OTK and King. How can... Guys, how can you let this defamation stand? Don't you know there's a genocide going on? Okay, here we go. Count 2. Defamation of both Emiru and Asmon. Plaintiffs incorporate the allegations of paragraphs 1 through 37 of the complaint as if set forth fully herein. Defendants Emiru and Asmon have repeatedly published untrue defamatory statements concerning Mizkiff to an audience of millions, painting him as a rapist, domestic abuser, and emotional abuser. I don't know that this has been painted as. That's maybe I'm wrong, but maybe check and tell me. Has anybody said that Mizkiff is this highlighted word? Because, I mean, SA, sure, has been accused, but SA and grape are two different things. Like, sure, they're related, but they're, you know, one is much worse than the other. Those statements were made with actual malice. Emiru and Asmon knew at the time that they published these statements that they were false on belief and information. Emiru and Asmon knew they stood to benefit from Mizkiff's ouster from OTK and the associated companies, and coordinated the timing of their statements to maximize the injury inflicted to plaintiffs. These statements have caused severe damage to plaintiffs' reputation, business, and have caused severe emotional distress and mental anguish. Count 3, a declaratory judgment. Plaintiffs incorporate the allegations of paragraph 1 through 41 of the complaint as if set forth fully herein. An actual controversy exists between plaintiffs OTK, Mythic, and King concerning the purported breaches that defendants allege plaintiffs committed and the efficiency of defendants' attempts to unlawfully divest plaintiffs of their interest in the companies. A few claimed it, but as you said, they're a different thing. Asmon and Emiru haven't claimed that. Okay. An actual controversy exists between plaintiffs OTK, Mythic concerning the amounts demanded by OTK and Mythic for unlawful management fees, which are neither due nor owing. An actual controversy exists between plaintiffs and OTK concerning the wrongfully accelerated promissory note, which OTK had no legal basis to make demand upon. The court has jurisdiction to issue declaratory judgment under 28 U.S.C. 2001 at 6. Attorney's fees. Based on the actions of OTK, Mythic, and King, Mizkiff has forced to retain the undersigned counsel to protect his interests and is acquiring legal fees pursuant to Texas Civil Practice and Rem Code 38.001. Mizkiff and Mizkiff Enterprises are entitled to recover the reasonable and necessary attorney's fees. They are further entitled to attorney fees under Texas Civil Practice and Rem Code 37009 in connection with the declaratory relief sought. Plaintiffs further claim any entitlement to attorney's fees that they may have at law or in equity. Damages. Plaintiffs have damaged by, plaintiffs have been damaged by the acts and omissions of the defendants in the following ways: reputational harm, loss of business goodwill, loss of earnings, loss of future earning potential, emotional distress, and mental anguish. Conclusion and prayer. Wherefore, premises considered plaintiffs when plaintiffs Mizkiff and Mizkiff Enterprises pray this honorable court, after trial, enter judgment against defendants, awarding plaintiffs such damages as determined by the finder of fact, awarding plaintiffs reasonable and necessary attorney's fees, awarding plaintiffs pre- and post-judgment interest at the maximum rate allowed by law, declaring that OTK, King, and Mythic have no claim against plaintiffs, declaring OTK and King's attempts to divest plaintiffs of their interest in the companies at issue were ineffective as a matter of law, and granting such other and further relief as to which plaintiffs may prove themselves entitled at law or in equity. Respectfully submitted, Burke Badalawiz, PLLC, and then, let's see, Aaron J. Burt, a Cullen Spring, Alex P. I'm sorry, J. Hunter Ralston. Attorneys for plaintiffs Matthew and Mizkiff Enterprises. There you guys go. There's the 12 pages. Now, here's the interesting thing about this. There's some serious allegations here. Specifically, like, I'm not sure how strong. I mean, obviously, truth is the ultimate defense to defamation. And maybe through discovery, we will find out quite a bit regarding Asmon and Emiru knowingly lying about the allegations they made against Mizkiff. My interest is actually drawn to the breach of contract on behalf of OTK, Mythic, and King Gaming Labs, because it does seem odd to me that for the longest time, I mean, it is dumb and it is flawed. This is true. But there's some interesting stuff here. I have to find out here. When did OTK let Mizkiff go? As they said this they did earlier, publicly announced it in late October 2025. So it's publicly announced, but it's not saying when. Yeah, it's okay. What's this? Oh, wait a minute. I think I found something. Yes, I found something. Guys, I found something. Weirdly enough, on IMDb. But hold on, guys, check this out. Check this out. I did find something that predates these allegations that is, clearly... Mizkiff has been suspended from OTK's board for lack of empathy and ignorance. Here we go. Just zoom in on this a little bit here. Gaming Org One True King has suspended founding member and co-owner Mizkiff from its board for the lack of empathy and ignorance he displayed during his self-dubbed comeback stream in October of 2022. Mizkiff was suspended from OTK as a whole back in September 2022 after accusations that he helped cover up a sexual assault allegedly committed by his former friend and roommate Crazy Slick. This was done the 1st of January 3rd, 2023. Took a break from broadcasting after the accusations, then went live again on October 11th for a comeback stream. During that stream, the VOD of which has been deleted, he played Super Mario 64, knowing that Hassan and ATC were both watching him live in anticipation of watching him address the cover-up accusations. After saying he wouldn't stop playing the game and address things until they left, he ended up just admitting he had no updates. Okay, I mean, here we go. Here's something. If I remember correctly, Emiru said he wanted to keep their relationship a secret. Well, obviously he was bad for the brand. Yeah, I just wanted to look some stuff up. Because, well, that was a big thing, right? Like, the big thing is, oh, you know, they never did investigations or, like, there's never ever been, like, any kind of breach or blah, blah, blah. But all I know is just I did a simple Google search, and from 2 years ago, I have an instance in which he was straight up suspended from the board. From September 2022 into October, which they, like, increased the fucking suspension due to a lack of empathy and ignorance. So, I mean, look, we're gonna have to see, and obviously, this is what, This is what things like discovery and stuff is for. Obviously. But it is interesting to me that we do absolutely have here. We have a little bit of, we have a guy doing things. You know, I'm sorry, this is just funny. Now, I also wanted to do this. Hold on. Back to docket, please. Okay, thank you. And we have November 4th. Case assigned and reassigned. Summons issued. Ordered by the court. Now, where is the hero? Exhibit A OTK letter. Here we go. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you guys. Here is a submitted document. It's 3 pages, and it's from the OTK. It's from the OTK stuff. Let's check this out. There we go. So, this is the letter that the OTK said Mizkiff after the allegations came out and everything. So here we go. Second notice of termination and repurchase. Demand for repayment. Wait a minute. Second? Already we have an issue here. Second notice, not initial, not first notice of termination. Second notice of termination. And repurchase. Demand for repayment. Interesting. Dear Matt, on or about November 6, 2023. Whoa, okay, here we go. You fucked up, Mizkiff. Look, oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't have to read, like, any of this. Remember what we just looked up? That happened in September and October of 2023. In November of 2023, OTK had issued its first notice of termination and repurchase. There you go. The plot thickens. I mean, the plot thickens. This is Mizkiff's own submitted document. This does not help you, dude. Okay, so on or about November 6, 2023, OTK Media Incorporated issued its first notice of termination repurchase from OTK. The first notice, as described therein, the first notice was issued as a result of your material breach of your owner's agreement between you, OTK, and its company affiliates dated October 20th, 2023. Specifically, OTK referenced your course of misconduct, including multiple instances of unwanted physical contact and violence. Whoa. As a basis for its determination to terminate your engagement with OTK and exercise OTK's right to repurchase all of your shares of OTK stock in accordance with the promissory note dated November 6, 2023, and as subsequently amended, effective January 24, 2025. OTK has now learned that you have furthered your course of misconduct involving violence, threats, disparaging remarks, and blatant disregard for OTK and its company affiliates. Collectively, the company, including without limitation, King Gaming Labs and Mythic Talent Management. There you go, guys. There's your link between King Gaming Labs, Mythic Talent, excuse me, and OTK. That is your link. It says company affiliates. So we know that these companies are all affiliated with one another. We already knew it, but this is our confirmation. As a result, the company must take additional actions to address your misconduct and ultimately terminate any and all relationships between you and the company. As fully set forth below, your continued pattern of misconduct and breach of the owner's agreement have caused OTK, KGL, and Mythic to terminate their respective agreements with you and pursue claims against you. As recently as Saturday, October 18th, 2025, at TwitchCon in San Diego, California, you made threatening remarks towards Emiru, an OTK owner, even after learning that she was a victim of a sexually motivated assault during a meet and greet. Upon information and belief, your threats to Emiru were made through individuals adjacent to both OTK and Emiru's personal business, and they pertain to potential allegations against you by Emiru of an exceedingly sensitive nature. The allegations. Upon learning of the potential allegations, you threatened personal and professional harm to Emiru in an effort to silence her from publicizing her allegations against you. Oh my god. Guys. Why did he share this letter? This letter makes it way worse. This letter is alleging that during TwitchCon, he was aware that Emiru was planning on making a statement against him, and he threatened to ruin Emiru if she went ahead and moved forward with the allegations. Again, this was a while before the actual allegations came out, like a full week. But okay, well, here we go. While OTK is not involved in, nor aware of the content of such personal matter that you or Emiru may have had with each other, OTK will not tolerate threats or misconduct by you towards members of the OTK community. The nature of Emiru's allegations in tandem with your hostile response to them, yeah, I'm sorry, but the threats immediately, like if you threaten other owners of a company, absolutely, it's within the company's, like, owner's agreement. Oh, hold on. Let me do this. There we go. No, for real, this is a really crappy week for Emiru. Let's see here. Represent only the latest, but yet some of the most egregious instances of your misconduct in violation of your owner's agreement. In addition, on other recent occasions, you made and published disparaging remarks about OTK and its talent on social media in contravention of the terms of the owner's agreement and its associated social media policy, including but not limited to the following statements. Oh, okay, wow, you have some quotes here. Fuck streamers, fuck all of them, fuck everybody, fuck FaceCan, fuck the fourth floor, fuck OTK, fuck everybody, I'm just going to start being a solo streamer. I never needed anybody, they needed me. OTK failed miserably, nobody wanted to buy it, it didn't make sense for anyone to even purchase OTK or to run and operate OTK, so now OTK is very small. OTK has also recently learned that you have committed additional willful breaches of your owner's agreement by violating the exclusivity requirements of your talent management representation agreement with Mythic dated January 2nd, 2023. The representation agreement, specifically, you engage third-party agents to perform the agent services in direct violation of the representation agreement, resulting in you having entered in extra contractual agreements during the term with a total estimated value of more than $4 million. As you know, Mythic is entitled to its management fee under the representation agreement for each agreement entered into during the term of the representation agreement. Irrespective of whether the agreement properly reported or negotiated by Mythic, as such, Mythic is entitled to more than $600,000 in overdue management fees relating to your extra contractual agreements made outside of the representation agreement. In addition, Mythic is entitled to 5% interest per year on all overdue management fees plus costs and attorney fees associated with the enforcement of the representation agreement. Oof, they came with receipts? They came with receipts, but here's the crazy thing. Mizkiff posted this receipt and thought that this would help his fucking case somehow. I'm not sure how, but that's what he thinks. It's being retarded. Hold on. I put that down. Maybe that'll work. My encoding keeps getting overloaded. In a manner consistent with your prior misconduct, the allegation, threats, disparaging remarks, and your willful breach of the representation section clearly tend to injure the success of OTK and its viewers, pose a present, a future liability to OTK, and publicly bring OTK into disrepute, in addition to being offensive, vulgar, scandalous, and defamatory. Not only does the misconduct constitute the latest example of your habitual breach of your owner's agreement, including but not limited to the provisions of sections 1B, 4C, and 4D, and 7E, and the social media policy contained on Schedule 1, but it sends a clear message that you do not value a relationship with the company, nor are you aligned with the company's best interests. At the time of first notice, the company elected not to exercise its termination and repurchase rights under the owner's agreements on behalf of KGL, although it explicitly reserved the right to do so in the event of any future breach by you of the owners. Okay, so basically what this is saying, OTK is quite literally telling people, like telling Mizkiff right now, it's like, look, we could have terminated and repurchased your shares under the terms of the owner's agreement during your first breach of contract back in 2023. We decided not to, but we also decided to reserve the right to do so in the event of any future breach on behalf of you. Which means that he was put on notice and he continued to fuck around, and this is just him finding out. That's all this is. In light of the foregoing misconduct, please be advised that a majority of the board of directors have elected to terminate the owner's agreement on behalf of KGL and to repurchase the entirety of your 93,012 vested and unvested shares of KGL in accordance with the terms of the owner's agreement. Effective immediately, you will no longer render any services to KGL, nor will you be publicly affiliated with the company in any way whatsoever as such, and pursuant to Section 2D of the owner's agreement, please immediately remove all references to the company and any use of the company IP, as defined therein, from your social media websites and anywhere else you may indicate affiliation. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He was put on probation. Like, he was like, okay, you fucked up, but, we're gonna work with you. And then he continued to violate probation. As were the circumstances of OTK's previous repurchase of your stock, all shares of KGL stock held by you will be repurchased on such terms as set forth in the promissory note attached hereto as... And there's some stuff, yeah. Let's see, Exhibit A. Notwithstanding the separation of OTK and KGL, all existing agreements that you have with the company will not terminate and will remain in full force and effect, including without limitation the surviving sections of the owner's agreement, your LOA letter, and your PIIA, collectively the existing agreements. Furthermore, the aforementioned misconduct and your continued complete and utter disregard for the provisions of the owner's agreement have now given rise to certain rights and obligations under the OTK promissory note. As a preliminary matter, please accept this letter of notice as OTK is hereby elected to purchase the remainder of your shares in OTK pursuant to Section 1B of the OTK promissory note. In addition, please be advised that OTK, through the determination of a majority of its board of directors, has voted to exercise its rights to terminate and cancel the OTK promissory note pursuant to Section 3B thereof. Accordingly, a 1,109,139 shares of OTK were eligible for repurchase pursuant to the owner's agreement, and the OTK promissory note have been hereby immediately vested as property of OTK without any further payment or obligation owed to you. Moreover, as a result of the disparaging remarks of your continued breach of the owner's agreement, Section 3B of the OTK promissory note dictates that you must refund all amounts remitted to your connection therewith. Therefore, in addition to the overdue management fees in excess of $600,000 that is subject to collection by Mythic, OTK hereby demands that you remit payment to OTK the amount of $296,401.92, accounting for a full refund of all funds remitted to you under the OTK promissory note by no later than November 1st of 2025. So he's already late in repaying whatever this is. In the event you fail to refuse to do so, the company will utilize every legal remedy available to it to recover the full amount due and owing under the representation agreement and the OTK promissory note, in addition to costs and attorney's fees associated with the enforcement thereof. The terms of this letter are confidential information of the company and are protected from disclosure pursuant to... Okay, so you also... We're reading something we should be reading right now. I mean, of course it was submitted to court, so I guess it's fine. But this quite literally is like, hey, this, like, you can't just fucking go sharing this, but here he goes sharing this. Anyway, the terms are confidential information of the company and are protected from disclosure pursuant to existing agreements between you and OTK. As such, you shall not divulge, publish, or otherwise communicate the terms of this letter or any existing agreement. You must cease and desist from publishing any public messaging in connection with your relationship with the company. And any actual or threatened breach of confidentiality by you will be met with swift legal action by the company. In no way has a company and or its legal representation provided you with any sort of legal advice or recommendation regarding your termination from the company. The company reserves all rights. If you should have any questions regarding this letter, please contact me. Otherwise, OTK expects full and complete compliance with this letter. OTK wishes you all the best on your future endeavors. Very truly yours, OTK Media. And there you go. There is a... His lawyer's going to be working double overtime now for real though. He owes money. They have receipts. He's violated terms multiple times. Yeah, exactly. Not only that, but like their first attempt to terminate him, which they backed off of, was all the way back in November 6, 2023. It was literally 2 years ago. Like two days shy of 2 years ago. And they're like, you know what? We're gonna give you another shot. And then this happened. And then he did more. And they went, you know what? Okay, you violated your probation. You are already on thin ice. Fuck it. We're done with you. That is what happened. Could they countersue for nah, probably not, because it was submitted with the courts. That's probably fine. But there we go. That's all. Like in my opinion. Let me just check one more thing here, just real quick. Yeah, attachment 2 is just a civil cover sheet. Yeah. Requester issuance of summons. Notice of attorney appearance. Notice of attorney appearance on behalf of Mizkiff. Case assigned to Judge Robert Pittman. CM will now reflect the judge initials as part of the case number. Please amend these judge initials to the case number on each document that you file in this case. If ordered by the court, all referrals consist scanned. Okay, Magistrate Judge Hightower. Summons issued to... Okay, so on November 4th, so today. Today, summons were issued to Asmon, King Gaming Labs, Mythic Talent, OTK Media, as well as Emiru. That was just today. Case was assigned or reassigned, and it was to be referred to AU Magistrate Judge. Okay. So, there you guys have it. We did manage to get through both the main complaint as well as the attached letter that he thinks might be a smoking gun for breach of contract with OTK, which it totally wasn't. I'm sorry, dude. You just showed us all the reasons why OTK honestly exercised restraint with you and then decided, you know what? Nah, you're still being an absolute piece of shit, so we're gonna go ahead and exercise our rights, buy back your shares, and we're done with you. This throw and plushie argument will be thrown out in court. There was no throw and plushie argument in court. This actually doesn't have anything. This is Mizkiff's complaint against Asmon and Emiru for defamation in OTK, Mythic, and Gaming Labs, or Game Labs or whatever, for breach of contract and stuff. So, like, we're gonna have to see what happens here, but my overall, like, view on this is this is weak. This is weak and rushed, and while it might have some things that I'm definitely interested to see what Discovery is going to produce, I don't think Mizkiff is really gonna... I don't think he has this one in the bag. Like, call me crazy, I just... we're gonna have to see, I guess. Hello, your favorite vampire succubus. Nice. But, that was Mizkiff's, main complaint against Emiru, Asmon, Mythic, OTK, and Game Labs. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell as hard as you possibly can. And for those who are interested, I will be watching, The Good Place on Kick with MommaOcco tonight in roughly an hour. In fact, what I will do for, the people who might be interested in that... Here we go. Right click. Copy. Apparently I was out of memory. Gotta love it. But here you go. That's not what... Okay, that's not even what I copied. But that is what I found out about, Mizkiff's first, like, getting in trouble with OTK and shit. There's kick.com/Elfpire. So I will see you guys all later. And I hope you guys very much enjoyed this. Be expecting, like, similar to how Andrew will do, like, a fast facts. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a straight reading. Oh, thank you so much, the Archcast. Gas people I dislike are fighting. Yay, I hope they can all lose. Except for Asmon. No, you know what? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, by the way, for the... That looks like Norwegian kroner. Maybe... I think I'm right. Oh, by the way, Arch. While I have you here, I noticed that you are a player of Trauma. I got hyper-focused into that game a hot minute ago, but I am quite a skilled submarine developer. I made a really awesome submarine called the AC Barracuda, and it was a scout class ship with a decent amount of fire power, and an even smaller scout sub attached to that for escapes and stuff like that. If you guys are interested in having a custom ship built for a campaign, let me know. Alright, so studio mode, let me go into make sure that this says ending. And then go here. I'm gonna also find somebody to raid out into. Man, what do we have a good clip for this? I need some oh, you know what? I do. You know what? I do. Hold on. I have this. I swear to God, I put it in my I'm actually going to like live download this clip because this was Filian's response to Mizkiff trying to like rage bait. And it's
Really,
really,
do you
really
think a lot?
good. Well, calm down. I'm gonna get you all set up here. Let me just do this. You to you to you. Okay. All right, guys, check this out. Ready?
Your chatters know the lore between you and I?
Like, what kind of lore?
How we met?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you think they know the lore about, like, you on the date with me?
You are such a rage baiter. That's crazy.
What? Go ahead, say it. It's the truth. Don't be afraid of your past. That's
I'll
my
say
job.
it like this, okay? I met Mizkiff because when I first started streaming, there was a guy who named Rafflegator. He would do date shows. I went on there. Instead of winning, Mizkiff kicked me off the show because I started talking to his friend more than him.
Just think what you could have been
Okay.
if you didn't do that.
I'm getting Major Diddy vibes. I can't lie.
Just...
Alright, everybody stay here. Because I'm reloading pages and I'm gonna raid into somebody. I'm gonna try to raid into somebody. Customization. Redirect. And we have a few people. Potentially criminal. Pippa. Good logic. You know what? We're going to raid into Salvi the Blue Squirrel. Alright, there we go. You guys have a good one, and I will see you tomorrow. Well, actually, for those who are going to be joining Kick, I will see you tonight.